Hello, I'm Kat, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my other hobbies, gaming. So I believe I'm the first one to create this tag. I couldn't see on YouTube, I did search and I couldn't see that anyone had done this. So I think I am the first one to create this, the makeup gaming tag. I did take inspiration for this from the makeup book tag, which I've seen a few people do. I think one of the last ones I saw was Angelica Nyquist. I saw she done this tag. That's quite a while ago now. Like, I've been planning to do this video for a while. She done it on her second channel where she talks about books sometimes. And I didn't really think the book one applied to me too much. Like, I do read, but not a lot that I could really like answer the questions, I feel like. Like, I haven't read as much like the past, I don't know, however for many years. I'm like kind of sporadic. I've been trying to get into it a bit more, like reading before bed, but I don't know, maybe in the future I could look at doing that book tag. The other idea I had was to do a gaming tag, and yeah, I did have a look, but I couldn't see that anyone had done it, so I kind of took inspiration from the book tag and like thinking up things myself to like fit with the makeup steps. So I guess I'll explain what the tag is in case you haven't seen like the book one. So you have each of the steps of makeup and a question for each step basically that kind of relates to the step of the makeup. So I'm not going to talk too much about the makeup as I do it. Obviously I'll go through each of the steps like and I guess show you what I'm using, but I'm not going to talk too much in detail because I'm mainly going to be answering the questions. Obviously anyone is free to do this tag if you want to, and you can share it with other creators if there's any of them you want to hear their thoughts on games that they enjoy. I did also go through my fiance's wardrobe to try and find a t-shirt that related to gaming because I don't think I actually have anything. So I'll show you the t-shirt I'm wearing. So it's the Black Mage from Final Fantasy. I do remember this one being in, is it number 8, I think, Final Fantasy 8 that I've played. Like, I think that's the most recent one that I've played that has got this kind of, is it VV? Yeah, so I'm kind of on theme. So let's talk about the makeup a bit. Soon as we are doing a gaming related video, I did go through my makeup and try and find any like gaming related makeup that I had, which I don't have a lot. I'm not sure if there's actually been much released. We have got a couple of gaming maybe related brands, but I'm not sure if there's been many collabs or not with kind of games or maybe ones I'm interested in. So first up we have got Game Beauty, which is kind of just a game related brand, like they're inspired by gaming. So I have got 3 eyeshadow palettes here, which they do have more. I did want to collect them all. I'm not sure if they're still in stock, but I just haven't got around to like buying them yet. I would like to complete the collection. I just think the artwork on the packaging is gorgeous. So I have got the Adventure, the Fantasy and the Cyberpunk palette. And then also from Game Beauty I have a couple of blushes. This was from their Persona 5 collab. Yes, I've got a pink one and a red one. And then also from their Persona 5 collab I've got this liquid lipstick, which is kind of like a reddy shade with a hint of pink, I would say. And then the other gaming makeup I've got is the Colourpop collab with Pokemon. So I've got this massive eyeshadow palette. So this has pretty much got all the shades that you'd need. And then I have got a blush from that collection, and I've got this colour, was it Super Shock eyeshadow, also from that collection. So I think that is all the gaming related makeup that I have, so I don't own a lot. But I have decided to go for more of a neutral look. I wanted to go for something quite straightforward, seeing as I'm not going to be focusing on the makeup too much in this. I obviously want to focus on the questions, so I'm going to go for something more neutral and straightforward. So I'm probably mostly going to use this palette, and we're going to use these kind of neutral shades. And I think I was going to look at using, which shade was it? Oh, possibly a bit of this peachy shade, I think, to add in a little bit of colour, but that might be the only thing. I did swatch them all and I didn't write them down, so I might have to swatch some shades again. But seeing as I've only got one lip product, I am going to use this. So this is like a reddy colour, so I needed to pick something to go with that. I think, oh, I might have to swatch that again actually. I think this is too red, this blusher. It is a proper like red, so I think that's actually going to be too much. So I'll probably use a pink one, probably this one. I'll just use this one. I mean, both these shades are quite similar. This one's a cream and this one's a powder, so I'll probably just go for the powder one. and I won't be using this Super Shock shadow either. And yeah, I'm not going to use this one because that's quite colourful, and I believe this one's quite colourful as well. Yeah, I might swatch that brown though just to check what the shade is. Alright, so I'll zoom in a bit and then we'll start going through the questions. So I've got all my questions in my notepad here, and we have got 11 questions, so it's 11 steps. So I've done the steps in the order that I do my makeup, but if you do want to do this tag, you're free to like move them around and just do it in the way that you do your makeup. So the first question is eyeshadow, and I always do my eyeshadow first. So let me just start putting on some shades and then we'll do the question, because doing my eyeshadow probably is going to be the longest step, and one question is not going to take that long to answer. So let me start putting on some shades. So I am going to do a neutral one, and just deciding what shadows to put on actually. So I'll just show the shadows quickly and then I'm just going to like put them on my face. So I'm going to use this shade up here, so it's light brown called Fossil, and I think I'm going to use this kind of orangey shimmer here, Vermilion City. And then for a darker brown, I'm going to use this one from the Game Beauty palette, which is called Dungeon. And then I think I'm going to go in with this peach shade here as well from the Fantasy palette called Faith. So they're the shadows that I'm using, and I'm just going to start putting them on. So the first step is eyeshadow, and the question is a game that is beautiful or like visually stunning. So I know I like chose all these questions. Obviously I took inspiration from the book tag, but then I also kind of thought of some myself. So I know I chose these, but some of them were still kind of difficult to think up answers to. So my answer for this one is actually Final Fantasy 14. Now I haven't actually played the game for, I don't know, a few years now actually, because you have to have like a monthly subscription to it. I don't know, I just can't justify paying that right now with how much I would play it, you know? Like, I'm not going to be playing it enough that I could afford to pay that every month. But I do really enjoy the game. So yeah, it's been a while since I played it. But I chose this one because, I don't know, I just feel like it's got so many different zones, and I always remember it being really pretty and just having loads of like beautiful zones. I'll have to see if I can like find some that I could like pop up on the screen, because I remember there was like this kind of cherry blossom. I love cherry blossoms. Like there was like this cherry blossom area, and they've got lovely kind of like water and like greenery, you know, it's just beautiful. And there's so many other games that have stunning scenery as well. There's ones that I've played recently that just look pretty, you know. So there are a lot of games that just look really, especially now with the like the quality of the graphics getting better, like they just look beautiful. And I really do love kind of like water and like greenery scenery. Oh yes, Avowed, that was one I played recently, which I think that had quite a few like nice scenery bits in. But yeah, I'm choosing Final Fantasy because I do love the Final Fantasy games, and sorry in advance for if I mention them too much, but they are one of my favourites. So you guys don't actually have to like do a video for this tag, but if you want to, you can answer like some of the questions in the comments if you want to. Yeah, so I mean that's basically the answer to that question, and I'm still only near the start of my eyeshadow. Maybe I should have chosen even simpler look. I'm going to try and do this quickly, so it may not come out the best. Yeah, so let me know of any games that you think are like really pretty. Oh, there's so many. I don't want to mention some that I've got listed for later questions, so I don't want to mention too many. I just realised that I wasn't recording, and I don't know how long that's been like that. So I will see when I edit this, but I have started on my eyeliner already, and I was moving on to the next question. Oh my god, I feel like I haven't even told you the question. So step 2, eyeliner, and the question is the most dramatic moment in a game. So before I tell you what it is, I'm going to tell you the game, and then I will give you a chance to skip ahead if you don't want spoilers for it, because if you haven't played the game and you're interested in it, I don't want to like ruin it for you. So the game is Final Fantasy 7. So if you don't want to be spoiled by anything, please skip ahead to the next question. I will have timestamps for each of the questions, so you should be able to just skip ahead. So I'm going to continue on with my eyeliner on this side. I can't believe that wasn't recording. Okay, oh god, I feel like I'm struggling with this side. So, as I mentioned, the game is Final Fantasy, and if you are still here and you've played the game, you probably know what bit I'm talking about. I did just finish off my liner. I could not keep talking while I was trying to do that. Anyway, back to the question. So, most dramatic moment for me, Final Fantasy VII, Aerith's death. Like, I don't know, that was so sad. Like, I remember, I'm talking about like the original here, like not the remake. I haven't played the remake yet. It's not, is it on the play? No, it's not on the Xbox. I only have an Xbox at the moment. I don't have a PlayStation right now. It is, I believe, coming to the Xbox now, but it's been years, so I have been waiting years to play it. But I'm talking about the original, so whenever that came out, was it like the 90s? I don't know. So long ago, I was like, I'm not even sure if I was a teenager at that point. I remember my sister played it. We had like the PlayStation 1, I think it was. And yeah, my sister played it. I don't think I watched her play it. Or like, I might have seen a bit and then it was like, oh, I want to play that too. So I don't think I actually watched her play like the whole game. But I do remember I played it and it had multiple discs at that point. I think, did it have 3 discs? And I played the first disc and then I didn't continue after that. Like, as soon as Aerith's death came up, it was like, I'm not playing that anymore. Like, I can't play that. She was my favourite character, like I loved her, and then she died. So I stopped playing it, and I actually only, I say recently, it's probably a few years ago now, I actually played like the old game and played it all the way through. But I do really love that game, and I did play it and, you know, went through without her. But I do really like her character. Like, I guess I like her, like how she looks and just like her class, you know. So I was really sad, and like I always wanted them to like redo it and there's an option where she can like survive, where she doesn't have to die, which I haven't played the remake, so I don't know if that is there, if they have added that in or anything. Obviously it would completely change the story, I guess, if they done that, so it's probably not going to happen. But I believe in the remake, like, cause they've got 2 of the games now, so they've got remake and then is it rebirth. So I believe remake, which is the whole game itself, like she's all in that one. Rebirth, I don't know whether that's at the point where she's gonna die. So I do get a whole like game with her, I guess. Although the original, that was 3 discs, so it was a very long game. Yeah, so I would say that was the most dramatic, traumatic experience I've had in a game. Like, it stopped me playing the game. I was so sad. So let me know, like, did that like kind of traumatize you as a child? I don't know. Okay, next step is mascara. So I will put some mascara and I'm gonna put some lashes on as well. Also, one thing that I was talking about when I think my camera wasn't recording was that, like, I hope you can see how the like questions relate to the steps. So obviously the last one, eyeliner, dramatic, like winged, like black eyeliner can be quite dramatic, especially if you do it quite thick. Like a dramatic moment in the game, I feel like really works. And then so this one is mascara, and the question is a game you have played the most, or like longest game that you've played. So like mascara is usually quite like lengthening, isn't it? Yeah, I did try and do my best to like match them up very well. So let's put on some mascara. So I do need to check my notes for this one. So I did have to go through all my games, or not all my games actually, I did go through most of my games. So on the Xbox you can actually go through like your achievements for each game that you've played, and it will tell you how long you played that game. So I did go through that and like look at the ones that I feel like I've played the most. So I am going to mention actually some single player. I do play a lot of single player games, but I also play some multiplayer games with either my fiance or like my sister. So I'm going to mention both. Oh, okay, I've just got mascara everywhere. So my most played single player game is Dragon Age Inquisition with 300 hours, which I only realised recently because me and my partner actually tried to play like the multiplayer version of that just for something to play, which we played that a little bit. So I actually looked at my like save file for that, and I played that for 300 hours. I did really enjoy that game. Like, that's probably my favourite Dragon Age game that I played. I haven't played the most recent one, but I did really quite like that. I played that quite a few years ago now. I did also play, I think, the second one. I don't think I played the first one. But yeah, so 300 hours. But I will also tell you the next game with the most hours is Persona 3 Portable with 273. I don't know if any of you guys have played the Persona games, especially Persona 3. I did recently play Persona 3 Reloaded actually, which only took me 167, so I did shave like 100 hours off that. But you know what takes so long is, I mean, I don't think this is really a spoiler, it's the like the dungeon, like the tower, because it's just so like long. Like, I think there are over like 200 like floors to that, so I feel like that should be shorter. So I probably just spent far too long in there like leveling up. I was trying to like level up all the like personas to like get all their skills unlocked. I do quite like doing that. I'm like a little bit of a completionist in some ways, like as long as it's not like too much effort to do. I do like doing that a bit, but then it gets a bit much after a while. And then multiplayer wise, okay, there is one game that I've played an awful lot, but I'm actually mentioning that later, so I don't want to mention that yet. But we've got The First Descendant with 521 hours. Although I will mention with that one, I played that with my partner and a little bit with my sister and her boyfriend actually. But that's like a online multiplayer game, and what's it? A shooter looter, is that what they're called? But me and my partner actually, like, we played the game when it first came out. I think he had some like time off work, and we just like played it solid for like 2 weeks, I think, which was like, it was fun. Like, it was like new, and it's like collecting all the characters, you know. My favourite character, if you've played it, you have to let me know. I really love Balby. She's like my favourite one. Like, I love all her kind of like the water skills that she has. Like, I just think she's so much fun to play. So like, I wanted to do, I think she's the only like water one, except the attribute, she's not even like a water attribute. They've got like normal, she's like normal, which I think is weird. They've got like normal, fire, electric, but yeah, she's like water, but she's normal, not water. If you understand, like if you played, you understand what I'm saying. So I feel like they need to add more, like we need some more water ones though. Oh, and they've got ice, haven't they? So I really quite like Viessa too. She's icy. What other characters are there? Frina with the toxic. She's really fun. Inez. We haven't actually played for a while. Like, we're waiting for the new update. I think because where we played so much in the beginning, we kind of like done all the content, and so then every new season they like add new content and we like play for a bit, but then we're kind of caught up with the stuff and it's like, oh, we need something kind of new. So we haven't actually played for a little while. We're just gonna give it a break and just like come back when there's like a bunch of new stuff basically. I have just put on my lashes, and we're not even halfway through the questions yet. So I feel like I've been filming for ages already. Although, like I said at the beginning, I think eyeshadow is like the kind of longest part for me. Okay, so next up is a primer. So this will definitely be a quick one. So let me just pop some on my face. Oh, it's gone all grey outside. I think it's gonna rain. Oh, it's been so nice, like the past couple of days without rain. Like yesterday it really like chucked it down, and there was like a bit of a thunderstorm, which was really nice. Okay, so primer, what's the question? So the first game you ever played, or like the game that kind of started your love of gaming. So some of these questions I've done a bit of like a kind of two-part, so like if you can't really answer like one part, you could kind of do the other part instead. So I did put, yeah, first game. So I couldn't say what the first game I ever played was, because I started gaming when I was like a child, and probably the first games that I ever played were probably on the Sega Mega Drive. I think that was probably the first games I started playing. Like, obviously I can't remember like timeline wise like what I first started doing, but I remember my dad had that and he got it out. We used to play around like my nan's, and yeah, he used to get that out when we went around there. Like, I remember some of the games on it, like Echo the Dolphin, which I hated that game. That was so hard, but my sister loved it. She loved that game, like she was really good at it. But there was a Little Mermaid game, which I did like that, but that was quite hard as well for me. Yeah, see, I would have been quite young when I was like playing this, like definitely not a teenager. Like, I probably started playing this when I was like younger than 10, you know. But yeah, there was like The Lion King, other games, Aladdin. Oh, I think there was some sort of like Mickey one, like some Mickey Adventure one, like Mickey and Donald Duck, I think, if that's the right console I'm thinking of. But yeah, there was like so many games like that, so I feel like that's probably where I first started playing games. So I don't remember exactly what the first game I played, but I do also remember, I mean, there was like Final Fantasy VII that I mentioned in like the previous question, which I'm not sure when that came out. But I do also remember one of like the very first games that I think I got and really started playing a lot was, although actually, sorry, I've just thought of something else, was The Sims. Like, that was one of the very first games that I remember getting, like for me, I guess, and like The Sims 1, whenever that came out, I think, and I loved that. Like, I got all the expansions for that game, Sims 1, I really enjoyed that, and like Sims 2 and Sims 3, all the expansions for them games as well. Like, I pretty much got them like whenever they came out, so God knows how much I've spent on The Sims. And then Sims 4, I haven't actually bought all the expansions for that one. I don't know, I guess I haven't really got the money for it right now. Like, I don't know, I can't afford to buy all of the stuff from them anymore. Like, I wait to get theirs on sale. But yeah, the other thing I actually thought of was Pokemon. I'm not sure when that came out, but they're very blue. Pokemon Blue and Red. I had blue, my sister had red. But that was one of the first Pokemon games on like the Game Boy. So yeah, I'm not sure on dates, but like The Sims and like that Pokemon Blue would have been like the very first games I probably kind of got myself. Like, they're more gifts for me, I guess. But yeah, so I've loved games since I was a child, you know. I've just grown up on them, played them like since then. So yeah, I do love them. And then the next step is foundation. So let me just start this and then we'll do the question. So I don't normally apply my foundation on camera, but seeing as I'm doing a tag and it's one of the steps. So the question for this is a game everyone should play, or like your kind of favourite story in a game, I guess. So you can answer either part. Now, I couldn't really think of a game, like, I've played so many and I feel like I haven't got a very good memory. I couldn't remember like my kind of favourite story in a game. Like, I do, like, I love a lot of games, but I just couldn't remember, like, I guess I can't remember like the stories well in a lot of games. So I decided to go with, so a game I think everyone should play, like almost kind of like a foundation, like you're starting out gaming, like what game should you play? Which, I mean, it's obviously going to depend what kind of things you're into. I mean, I don't know if you can tell by now, but I really love like RPG games. But I think a game everyone should play, which I think is a fantastic game, is Plate Up. I believe it is on all the kind of systems now, so I think you can play it on any like console or like the PC. Me and my partner actually started out playing it on the PC, and then we've been playing it on console because we like to be like in the same room together while we're doing it. But yeah, Plate Up is I guess it's a bit like one of those kind of party-ish games, you know, a bit more of a casual game, but you are cooking and, you know, you're serving. You're a restaurant. So you are cooking and serving food. And I will tell you now, on Xbox, me and my partner have put in 540 hours. But yeah, me and my partner have played it, like, we love it, and I think everyone should play it, like, it's so much fun. Although, I don't know, it can get a bit stressful, I guess, you know. There may be some arguments, but it's still very fun. Like, it's a bit like Overcooked, if you've heard of that one, but I do think it's better because you can, like, customise your restaurant a bit, like where the things are. Whereas I guess Overcooked is a bit more like leaning puzzly. Yeah, but play it up, it's amazing. It's a really good game. The only thing we are waiting for is more updates. They haven't done an update since, I feel like, before Halloween last year, but they actually added new content in. So it has been a while. So we haven't played it for a while because we've played it so much, it's just getting a bit like repetitive, like we've already cooked all the dishes and, you know, all that sort of stuff. So we are waiting for new content. So I'm really hoping they bring something like new, like a new dish or something. But yeah, it's so much fun. If you haven't played it, definitely go play it. Like, you can play it solo, but it is definitely like so much more fun, like playing it with some friends. The next step is concealer, and I didn't actually write that on my question, like I've just put the question, I forgot to put what the step was. So we've got concealer, and this is a game / character you could erase from memory. I do remember this question was, I think, very much the same as that book tag one. Oh yeah, so for that book tag, I don't actually know who created that, like the questions for that, and from what I've seen other people's videos, they haven't like been able to remember who created it, so I don't know if the original video maybe isn't up anymore, so there's like no one to see that. Otherwise I would kind of, I guess I can link Angelica's book tag just for like, if you wanted to see the questions for that book tag, just because I did take inspiration from that, but like there's loads of people that have done that book tag, so you can just Google. Obviously I don't want to steal anyone's like, I don't know, credit for that, but I don't know who the original person was for that. But yeah, so this one was actually quite hard. I mean, I didn't know whether to like change the question, but then it does fit, because like concealer, you are trying to erase or like cover up any sort of like blemishes and things. So I do only put concealer under my eyes because I do have like dark circles. I think it's just where I'm so fair, they just show through more. I don't know, probably where I'm like dehydrated and I don't know, anemic and all sorts of things. So yeah, I'll just put it under here. But yeah, this was actually a hard one to answer because I don't know, like I guess I've forgotten. Like if I played any rubbish games, I've just forgotten about them. Obviously there was the answer to the previous question, the eyeliner one, the dramatic moment. I could obviously erase that, so I don't remember that, but we're not going to choose that one. So my partner actually reminded me of this, and I think it's a great one. So the game is a Portal Knights, which I don't know if any of you have played that. I think it is quite an old game. I think it is just like a 360 game. I don't know how old it is. It's quite old. But I played that with my partner, I don't know, a couple of years ago now. And in fact, I didn't check how many hours we put into that. I should have checked that. But we played that so much. Like, we had so much fun playing that. Like, we love it. And we want another game that's like that. It's really hard to find, like, I feel like proper co-op games where you can actually play for the whole like game together, or like the story, you know, because I know there's slightly similar games to that, but you just can't play through it all together. But Portal Knights are just so fun. Like, you've got different levels. I don't know what to compare it to. Like, you can build a base and you obviously like craft stuff, like you level up your character, you've got like classes, but it's like a really kind of cute game as well, like kind of like chibi style, I guess. But yeah, we played that so much and we had so much fun playing that, and we haven't been able to find another game like that. And we did actually try to go back and play it, but we finished the game and it was just like, no, we can't. So, you know what? I think that would be the one. So like, if I could erase that from memory and then play it again and just have so much fun playing that again with my partner, like, it would just be so much fun. And the next step, we're at number 7 now, is a powder. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing with this. So, this question, okay. So this question is like the easiest question. Like, it doesn't really need much thought. Right, let me just get started on this. Just wanted to do under my eyes first. So the question for this is the last game you played or like currently playing. So the last game that I finished was Avowed, which is like an action RPG. Like, it's not turn-based, it's like action combat, which that was quite fun. It was okay. Like, it's not one of the best games that I played, but I did kind of enjoy it, and it didn't take me too long. I think I was playing that for about 40 hours, but yeah, it was alright. You get to make your character. There wasn't lots of customization, but like, it was okay. One thing I did just remember though is the hairs. So if any of you guys play any of these games where you get to create your character, like some of them the character creation is really great, but then others I feel like it's very lacking. And what I'm going to talk about specifically is hairstyles. So Avowed, I can remember I had to choose a short hairstyle, you know, like here, like a bob kind of. I think it just really disappoints me that they don't have longer hairstyles. Like, I'm not saying they need to go all the way down to your bum, but like, you know, just longer ones, like below the shoulder. Obviously I would love ones longer than that, but at least below the shoulder. Now, my thoughts behind them not doing it a lot of the time is probably to do with it clipping, which I'm gonna say, I don't care actually if there's a bit of clipping in my game. Like, if the hair's clipping through my shoulder, it doesn't bother me. You know, I just want to have like a nice long pretty hairstyle. Like, I want my character to look pretty. What can I say? I do kind of do. You have to let me know how you guys make characters. When I make a character, I try to make it a bit like me, but a better version of me, I guess. And I usually go for like an elf, that sort of thing. So it's like me if I was an elf. So I do usually give it like the same hair colour as me. I don't know, face shape, I'm not that into a game that I'm going to try and make the face look like me, but I don't know. I just make it a pretty character, ginger hair, whatever hair colour I've got at the time. And yeah, an elf. But yeah, hairstyles, I'm just really disappointed in some games, like, really makes me sad. Anyway, what was I actually saying? The question. Oh yeah, so the last game I played was Avowed, yep, so I finished that one. And then currently playing, which I've only just started last week I think, so I'm not too far into it, is Expedition 33. Claire Obscure Expedition 33. So I've actually just completed Act 1. I don't know how many acts there are in the game, but yeah, that's how far I am in. Something very unexpected happened. I was not expecting that to happen, but it did. So that was a bit shocking. If you played the game, you probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm really loving it. Like, it's so much fun, and like, that game looks beautiful. Like, the graphics are amazing in that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Like, the story is really good. Like, I'm loving the story. Right at the beginning as well, that was like a bit shocking as well. Like, what happened right at the beginning. Like, so it starts off all nice, and then suddenly that happens. Yeah, kind of didn't expect that either. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I will say the combat, now, don't come for me, but I am playing it on like the easy difficulty, because the combat with the dodging and the parrying, I'm not good at that in any game, so I have put the difficulty down just to help me with that. I can kind of do the dodging, like you know, I'm good some of the time, but other times I'm just not good at it. So I have put it down, but I mean, it's a single player game. I'm the one that's playing it, so it shouldn't really matter if I want to play it on easy or difficult or hard, you know. It's not like it's a competitive game, so it shouldn't really matter as long as each person's enjoying it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I don't think it's too long of a game, so like I said, I don't know how many acts there are, but I'm thinking maybe there's 3. I feel like I could be like a third of the way in. Like, I'm sure I've already played it for about 20 hours or something. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that, so definitely recommend that one. I know that got very high reviews though, like people are loving that, so I'm loving it too. Next up we've got brows, and the question I've done for this one very much does relate directly to me, so I don't know, this might not like relate to the step for you either, but I have done the hardest game you've played, you know, like the most difficult, because I find brows the most difficult step in my makeup and I just really don't enjoy doing it. Yeah, I thought this question was very fitting for me, but for anyone else, like, it might not actually be that bad. So I don't know, you're welcome to change this up, possibly maybe change the question or the step. So I will start these on camera, but I will probably finish them off camera. But the question, oh yeah, I told you the question, didn't I? Yeah, so the hardest game you played. Now I imagine there's maybe other games that have been quite hard for me to play. Yeah, obviously if a game's too hard, I do usually stop playing it. Like, I'll maybe put the difficulty down, or like, if I can. But if it's still kind of hard, then I'll probably just stop playing. Which I do remember actually, there's one, this isn't my answer to this question, but a fairly recent game that I remember stopping because I was finding it a bit difficult. Maybe I should mention that. Okay, actually I'll mention that one after. So the game that I've actually chosen as the hardest game that I've played is Elden Ring. So that is one of them like Souls-like games. I don't know what the proper like deciding description of the game is, but I think most people know when you mention that. Like, that game doesn't have a difficulty slider in it. You can't make it easier. It just is what it is, I think. So me and my partner played that together and it's just so hard. It's like I said previously, I'm really bad at kind of dodging and, you know, parrying, forget that, I'm not parrying anything, but dodging, yeah, I'm just kind of bad at that. But yeah, Elden Ring, it's just, oh, it's difficult. And so I'm talking about the original like Elden Ring, not the new one that came out, the kind of card one. Me and my partner wanted to play it together, but I don't know, they made it really weird. I feel like it's weird. I don't know, maybe that's how all the Souls games work, but you can only do certain parts with like your friends, and like you have to keep summoning them back in. Like when they die, you have to like summon them back in, which is really annoying. And yeah, like there's certain bosses, I guess, in a zone, like if you complete them, you then can't join your friends again or something like that, you know, like in that zone. Because there was one boss, I think in like the first zone, that we couldn't do, so we was going to go back to it later, like once we kind of leveled up a bit, and we ended up, I guess, doing the main boss for that zone, like finishing it, and then we was going to go back and do this other side like boss, and we couldn't join each other, and it was like, okay, so we're stuck trying to do this on our own now. And oh my god, it was so hard. We both managed to do it in the end. Like, obviously we had to level up more, but it's like, we just want to like play with a friend, you know. So yeah, we did, I don't know, we got a decent amount into it. We kind of stopped playing for a bit. I don't know if we are going to go back to it. Like, it's kind of fun, but also just really hard. It's almost like, it's just like, is it worth it? And the other game that I was going to mention that I recently tried, which was a bit difficult, was Liza P, which is also another like similar kind of Souls-like game. which I think I saw recently. They've actually added in a difficulty option, I think, to make that easier. Because I kind of liked, I guess, the style of the game. You know, like it's a bit kind of like steampunky, I think. But yeah, it was just a bit too difficult. I don't know, I'm just not, I guess the style of those games just isn't really my thing. Like I have played a couple that are similar. Is it Code Vein? Code Vein? The like anime style one? I think that was a bit like a Souls one, is it? If I remember. Which I played that with a friend. And that was really quite fun. I think that was difficult, obviously. I needed my friend there to help me. And they've actually got a second one of that coming out, so I'm looking forward to that. Which I'll probably try that out with my fiance this time. So yeah, I would say, I guess just the Souls genre is just really difficult for me. Next step is blush, and I've actually changed my mind. I'm not going to use the pink one because I've just swatched the lip product that I'm going to use, and I think the pink is too much. Like, this lip product is not pink enough. So I think I'm going to go in gently with the red one because I don't want it too red. Like, maybe I'll mix it a bit with a nude one. Yeah, maybe I'll kind of like mix these two together a bit. So this question is, let me just get a bit of this blush on my hand. So we've got your favourite romance / romantic couple in a game. This was quite a hard one actually, because I was trying to think of, I guess, a good like romantic couple, but I obviously didn't want to mention, I don't want to mention Final Fantasy too much. I do really enjoy all the Final Fantasy games, but I don't want to answer them for every question. So yeah, there's a lot of Final Fantasy couples, like most of their games I think have some sort of like romantic couple in them. But the other thing I was thinking is more of just like, I guess like a player romance. So you've got your own character and then you can romance a character in a game. So that's what I decided to go with. And I think my favourite game for that is Baldur's Gate 3. So I mean, I have played a bunch of games where you can do romance. What have we got? Dragon Age and the Mass Effect games. I do really quite like those for romance, but they are quite old. So I'm trying to think of more recent ones. I don't know, they're the ones that stand out the most to me, I guess. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 I thought was my favourite. Obviously that's like one of the most recent ones, and I don't know, the way the interactions they have for it I think are really good. So I have done, well, me and my partner, we've played it quite a few times and we try to do a different romance character every time. But obviously I think the first playthrough, was it, we chose characters, I can't remember now. But anyway, the character that I wanted to romance the most, I guess, from like just what I've seen and I guess like how the characters were when we first started playing, was Astarion. I mean, was there any surprise there? I think, is he the most popular romance in the game, or like male romance? Yeah, it's funny because I feel like his character, it's not that he's like most attractive, because he also looks a bit older as well. Yeah, I don't know, I would say he's not normally what I would like go for, but I think it's just like his character, like the charm of the character. I think that's what everyone likes, isn't it, and like is attracted to, I guess. But yeah, it was just so much fun, like romancing him. I love it, it's funny. And oh, I think it was the first playthrough we done as well. My partner, he didn't actually really choose this romance, but it just went with it, I guess, was Lae'zel. And that was just so funny. That was so funny, because I think, yeah, it's not like he was like, oh, I'm gonna go for Lae'zel. I think she was the one that was in our party, but I don't know, just the options that she came, like the dialogue that he was saying, it was just like, I want you, you know. She wanted to and he just couldn't say no, like, you know. So it was funny. It was a really funny playthrough. Yeah, just some of the stuff Lae'zel says is so funny, because she's really like I don't know, straightforward, really direct. It's funny. But yeah, we have romanced most of their characters, I think. So yeah, I think they've done that really well. I mean, obviously, I guess I'd love more in depth to it, but its main thing is obviously the role-playing game, not the romance. That's just like a side bit in the story, isn't it? But yeah, I do really enjoy that, and I do like a bit of romance in my RPG games, especially when you're like creating a character. So I really would like more games like that, like Dragon Age, Mass Effect, yeah, Baldur's Gate, and I'm sure there's other ones I just can't think of right now. On to the next step, which is highlighter, and I'll also mention that I didn't put contour or bronzer in this, as I don't do contour very often. Like sometimes I will do it, but it's not like every time. And bronzer, I never do bronzer at all, ever. I've never tried it, and I'm just not much of a fan of bronzer, so I didn't put them in. But you can like swap them in, or I don't know, add in another step if you want to, or just skip it. So next up is highlighter, which I don't always put highlighter on either. I'm trying to, I think this one might be alright. I didn't want anything too much, and I'm gonna do an inner corner. I'm thinking I might put that matte peach on the inner corner. So for highlighter, the question is your favourite game or like moment in a game, like your highlight of a game. So I actually found this one quite hard, because I can't think of a specific moment in a game that I really enjoyed. I play so many games, and like I said before, I feel like I don't have the best memory to like remember them, but like I'm sure there's loads of moments that I really enjoyed in games. But favourite games, I could do that. Yeah, so I couldn't pick one specific game as a favourite game, because I just have so many favourites. Like I love loads of games. So I mean, I'll say this one immediately, but I've already mentioned them multiple times, and that is obviously the Final Fantasy games. Like I love them. I've played, I mean, most of them. I haven't played 16, and I haven't played obviously the Final Fantasy VII remake, but I think I've played pretty much all the others, and I do love them, so they are definitely favourites, but I've already mentioned them a couple of times. The other games that I really like is another series, which is the Tales series. So you've got Tales of Vesperia, I've played that one. Tales of Xillia, I'm not sure how you say that because it's like an X. So there's 1 and 2 of that. What other ones have I played? Tales, I can't remember. I've played a few like Tales ones. I haven't played the most recent, so which is Tales of Arise. I think that's the one that I'm looking at playing next, because that's on the Xbox. Tales of Berseria, which that's not on the Xbox, so I need a PlayStation for that one. And I think there was another one on the PlayStation that I haven't played yet, possibly. But I do really love that series. So that's like an anime, like RPG, like series, and I love them games. Like they're the sort of games I love. Yeah, so I'm saying those two are probably like my most like favourite series. I really enjoy those, and like you get a bunch of characters. Like I love games where you get like multiple characters that you can play. Like you can swap them in, you know, play your favourites. I just really enjoy those styles of games. Okay, I probably put too much highlighter on. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, it's not really light enough that it works as a highlight, but I've started it, so we're going to continue. Yeah, definitely need that to be paler for me. Okay, doesn't really work completely, but that's that. Okay, and then on to the final step, which is lipstick. So here's my lipstick here. So the question for this one is a game you would love to get a remake or a sequel. And I chose this one for lipstick because it's like talking, like you wanna play more about, like more, you wanna talk more about it, like a game you just really love. I didn't want to do, obviously we already had romance for blush, so for the lips I didn't want to do another like romance one. A game you would really love to just play more of. Again, I could mention like the series ones that I really love, like just to continue the series, but obviously I want something different. So this one. Okay, now that I've put this on the lips, it actually looks a lot more pinker. It's actually going to be hard to answer this question while I do the lips. So one game that I would love to get, I don't know whether I want a remake, but or like a sequel to like this exact game, but just I guess a similar one. You know what, I could almost call this one of my all-time favourite games actually. That is Final Fantasy X-2. So that is obviously a sequel to 10, and this one's purely about 3 girl characters. In fact, one of them's new, isn't it? She wasn't in the original. I just love the game for this one, like the idea, like I don't know, I feel like it is almost like a girly version of RPG, but obviously it's got the kind of same mechanics I think as the original game, like obviously the combat and all that stuff, but then like it's a bit different. Yeah, so it's got different classes, hasn't it? But then they've all got different outfits, and I don't know, it's just so much fun. Like I love that. Obviously I love making my character look nice and like changing my outfits, like different armor, you know, that looks different, and I just really love that game. So I would love to have, it doesn't need to be like another one like 10-3, like a sequel to that, but I don't know, either like a spin-off of one of the other like base games, or just like a new one that's just got, I don't know, the same sort of thing, like I guess female characters, and they just change their classes like that. I don't know, if you've played it, I probably haven't explained it very well, but if you played it, you know what I'm talking about. And then the other one, which I mentioned earlier, that my fiance reminded me of, is Portal Knights. We would really love like a sequel to that. I think, I don't know, maybe when it was released or something, because obviously I searched. I think they did think about maybe doing a Portal Knights 2 like at some point, but like there was no definite answer on it. But we would love, I don't know, a Portal Knights 2, I guess, or just something that's similar. I know there are similar kind of games. There's Dragon Quest Builders, and there's that new, was it Fantasy Life Island something, the girl, Fantasy Life girl who stole time, or some, I don't know, it's something like, I can't remember what it's called, like the very new one, which is kind of similar, but you can't play like multiplayer through the whole thing, and that's what we want. We want to be able to play with each other through the whole thing, like do the story together, you know, build our base. So yeah, I do really love a sequel to that, Portal Knights 2, or I don't know if you have any suggestions. I've done Googling, I just cannot find anything that is the same, you know. Okay, apologies for the really like, I don't know, shoddy application on this. If it's just where I'm trying to talk, I just can't do it at the same time, so I don't feel like it's come out the best. So like I said, any game that I really enjoy, I'd love a sequel of, you know, just more of the same. So I will show you my makeup. So I thought I'd mention a few other games that I really enjoy, like definitely some favourites and that I've played quite a lot. So there is The Rising, which I played with my partner, and it's so much fun. We've actually played like a few games in that. Oh, it's like one of them, it's like survivally crafty games, like build your base up and vampire themed, and it's just really well done. It's not, most of them are kind of like first person, but this one's more of like a third person, almost like top down sort of view. Yeah, it's just really fun. And yeah, we've gone back, like whenever they add new content, like we've gone back and like created a new game and just like built up our castles. Yeah, it's just been so much fun. Like I would definitely recommend playing that one. And another one is My Time at Sandrock and My Time at Portia. So Portia's quite old now, I'm not sure when that one came out, so it's like not looking the best. But Sandrock is their, like, the second installment in their kind of series, and it's just so much fun. So I haven't actually played the single player story part of that yet, but I did play the multiplayer with my sister, and like, it's so much fun. That's like a crafty one. I wouldn't say it's really a survival one, but it's like crafting, you're building up the town, obviously you've got quests to do, you've got combat in it, and mining. What else has it got? It's got some romance in it. You can actually go romance character. But yeah, I really love them games. They've actually got a new one that's in the works called My Time at Evershine, which obviously graphics are updating for that too, so I'm really looking forward to that. I actually backed that on Kickstarter, so I will be getting a code for that when that comes out. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, obviously there's like the Persona games. I really love them. I mentioned them a couple. What else have we got? Sims mentioned. I don't play Sims as much now, like I don't know. I did see though, they've just come out with their latest expansion pack, which is Enchanted by Nature, which has introduced fairies, and seeing like the build stuff for that is amazing. That's like what I want to turn my own house into, so I probably will look at getting that at some point, just to kind of create my ideal house in the game. I will be waiting for that to go on sale though. I guess that is it. I mean, there's plenty more games I love. I don't know, there's so many. I love playing games, but that's gonna be it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know, are you into gaming? Like, answer any of these questions for me in the comments if you want to, and like, obviously you can share this with any other creators you want them to do this video, and find out what kind of games they're into. Also, if you are interested in, I don't know, seeing the games that I have been playing, I have started posting kind of like mini reviews. I'm not going into like a lot of detail like on the game, but just like kind of mini reviews on my thoughts and kind of rating different aspects of the game and like giving it an overall rating. So I'm posting that on my Instagram like stories and like my highlights on there. So if you are interested in seeing that, you can go follow me on Instagram, which is in the description box below. All my other socials are in there as well, so yeah, you can check that out if you are curious. But yeah, that's gonna be it. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.